Hey everybody, I'm here with my first ever opinions of the Hedgehog comic book for 2010. I know I should have done it last month. The truth is I did not have issue 208, which I do now have. I just didn't have it yet. Or at that time I should say, excuse me for the cough. I'm going to have to go take care of that in a little bit. But anyway, I thought I'd come here and give you my opinions on what's going on with the Hedgehog comic book, as well as the franchise. As far as the comic book goes, as I said in my review, I thought the issue 209, even though I don't physically have it yet, but I was able to read it online, courtesy of Funny Stuffy, who uploads the comic. Who uploads the comic basically, I guess, every month, or when he can, or when he or she can. But anyway, overall, I know a lot of people have different opinions about the Iron Dominion saga. I know some people like it, some people hate it, some people are kind of like in between about it. Because sometimes stories and issues are good, some aren't. I mean, I can understand that. But, despite how, people feel about the writer, Ian Flynn, you got to give the guy credit. He's trying his best to figure out what works and what doesn't. Now, when a writer does a story like this, a saga, an epic, if you will, like this, that goes on for what it looks like is going to be basically 10 issues, because officially it didn't really start until about 201, even though we saw the arrival at the end of 200. Even though it's essentially going for basically 10 issues, maybe 12, but you get what I'm saying. Or maybe 11, I should say, but you get what I'm saying. Basically, what Ian is doing is the same thing that a lot of writers do with various comic books. You see, they try out an epic saga to see if it works. And if it doesn't, then they don't do it again. Basically, what Ian is doing with this saga, if you will, is he's trying to see how fans will react to sort of a new change, a new movement, if you will, in the book. He knows that some fans don't particularly like change. He knows that. Excuse me. But what he's doing is the same thing writers for like Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, Daredevil, you name it, he's doing the same things they have done. Because there have been many issues, many story arcs for X-Men, Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, and the list goes on, that have spanned multiple issues. I'll give you an example. Not the early to mid-90s. When DC Comics announced that they were going to kill off Superman, we didn't know how many issues it was going to take. Apparently, it took more than just the regular Superman issues. It took a multitude of the Justice League, of the Action Comics, of the Superman, and the Adventures of Superman, you name it. It took all of the comics, if you will, and that's a multiple issues. Issues that dealt with the death as well as the resurrection. That's right. Because afterwards, we dealt for I don't know how many issues and how many comics, Superman-related comics, we dealt with before Superman came back to life. We don't know. We don't know how many issues, if you will, that, overall, we don't know how many issues it took between, with the death as well as the resurrection. We don't know how many issues the story arc was, but I can tell you this. From what I'm watching the documentary, as well as looked up online, it was a lot of issues. Basically, what I'm saying is that when the writers did that, what they basically did, my friend, what they basically did is they tested the waters to see how fans would react to Superman's death as well as his resurrection. And apparently, not a lot of fans took to Superman's death and resurrection, some fans did not take well to the death. The resurrection they were happy about, because apparently, let's not kid ourselves, a lot of fans knew that was going to happen. But after it was all said and done, let's face facts. Not a lot of fans voiced their opinions and basically told the people at DC Comics never to do that again. That's what they did. And that's what's going on with Ian right now. Ian is basically with the story arc testing the water to see how fans will react not only to a new villain who many have their doubts about, but to see how they react to a changing of the guard villain-wise, like I said, and how they react to someone besides Sonic, or maybe, I hate to say it, Jeffrey St. John, coming into Sally's life. Especially someone that, within the span of just 7 issues, if you will, goes from being a jerk to being Sally's, I guess, love interest, or flirtatious love interest. I don't know. And a lot of fans want to know how it's going to turn about. Well, that is what Ian is doing with this issue. He's basically, with this whole story arc, he's basically seeing how fans will react to change. Why do you think Ian takes people and bans them from his site if they get too close to the truth? Because he knows if people figure out what's going to happen next, or what's going to happen in the future, it's going to spoil everything. But anyway, that's why this whole Iron Dominion story has kind of been half and half with fans. 25% like it, 25% don't like it. Well, it's kind of like this. 50% like it, 25% don't like, but it's kind of like split in half, I should say. It's kind of like, how do I put this? Like 25 don't like it. 25% like it, 50% don't like it, and then there's the other 25 that's unsure. So that's why Ian has done this whole story arc deal, because he wants to see how fans will react to a new change of the guard. So I've got a feeling Ian's going to basically hear it, if you will, from a lot of fans, negative and positive. He's also doing this because he wants to please the Sega of America people as well as the new fans of Sonic, because the new fans of Sonic are more used to the gaming style. But I've got a feeling he's going to find out exactly how the entire community feels about it at the end of this whole story arc in the next few months. Now, as far as the Sonic the Hedgehog 4 game goes, I said I was going to talk about the franchise, and Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is about it. You can't judge what you have not played yet. Let's just put it that way. Basically, nostalgic-wise, it's got the feel of the original Sonic games, even though it's got that 3D Sonic atmosphere to it and 3D Sonic look to it. So in other words, you cannot judge what you have not played yet. Once you've played it, then you can judge it. And that's all I'm going to say on that. And those are my opinions on the comic, as well as the Hedgehog 4. My first opinions of 2010 on the comic book for February 2010. Got any comments? Let me know. Hopefully I made some sense for you. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace.